Hey, welcome back to Tony's Garage, Indiantonys Garage. Tonight we're gonna actually get into the goodies, the stuff that goes on top of the motor, the carburetor, the electronic ignition, um, valve covers. Get the purdies up there, and then we're gonna go around the chassis and show you what we did with the front end, the brakes, and how we inverted everything over to power brakes from just regular old standard brakes. All right, Dan. We got our stuff here for the dude, and here's the motor. Um, we got a rag on top of the motor. This is my tip for tonight. Always keep the intake covered up. You don't want nothing in that intake. It can damage the motor uh, really, really bad. So you don't want nothing in that. So we're going to take that off, and that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to set that. Yeah, we're going to set that carburetor in place. Take the gasket. Make sure the surface is clean. It is. It's brand new intake, so it's pretty clean. You want to take the carburetor, and this is dual. This is 650 Elderbrock. There will be plenty of carburetor for this 302. Is what it is. I'm going to set it right on there. If you can see, there's 4 bolts. That's on there nice and pretty. Kind of topped it off. It's like the angel on top of a Christmas tree. It is to me anyway. But we gotta go over here and get the bolts. Now let me step on this side of here. Now there's one thing I can't stand is a rusty bolt. So everything on this motor is stainless steel. Uh, it costs quite a bit more, but it sure does pretty up a motor. We've got the 2 back ones on. Standard 1/2 inch wrench. Snug them down real quick. That'll be on there, of course. Gotta hook everything up, but that'll be another time. So standard 1/2 inch wrench, tighten that up, and that baby's ready to get connected to it, have gas running to it, and let's get fire in the hole. But before you get fire in the hole, of course, you gotta have a distributor. And that jewel is this right here. It's electronic ignition. The 1951 Ford come with just points and, rotor, the old school, and a lot of times you had a hard time getting hot fire. And this is kind of a GM thing, but they inverted it over to where to go into a Ford engine and gives you a whole lot better hot fire. So we're really pleased about this. We're going to set that in. We had to turn the motor. Now earlier we turned the motor over and got number 1 up. Number 1 is over here on the right side of the motor. And the calculation was right. This ought to fall right in place. We got a oil pump down there on the Ford. It's got a like an Allen wrench looking rod come up out of it, and it goes in the bottom of this distributor here, and this is what runs the oil pump. So you got to make sure when it falls in, it falls all the way, so it'll grab that there. Without that, you ain't got no motor. So before I I'll tell you what, it'd be nice to quit smoking, but I've already tried that and I'm not, so that's another thing. Gotta find that right gear, that right spot, and that's it right there. Number one here. Flying order on a Ford, puts number one directly back towards the carburetor. That's pretty doggone dead center. It might be a little off one way or the other, but it's close enough to where it's either on the downstroke or the upstroke. Looks like to me it might be on the downstroke. Excuse me, on the upstroke. So when that piston comes directly top, it's full of gas. It hits here as far as number one, and then bam, we got ignition. And we're real pleased about that. We'll get the doggone distributor cap on there. This kind of goes on one way, and that's it. I can figure out how it is, because you know I'm a Ford man, and this is a Chevrolet. I might have to call my Chevrolet buddy, but he'll just ride me on it. So we're trying. Oh yeah, there you go. I knew I'd get it. Plug in the ignition wires here. I don't want to force nothing. It should fall in if it's right. So I don't want to force nothing. See how easy that went on there? That touch is right. So that's all ready to go. We put a little clamp here around here. It's a little horseshoe clamp with a bolt. Put it on there, tighten it up. Run our wires to our plugs. That's another day though, but we got that in place. That's a beautiful thing right there. I don't know how y'all feel about it, but that's a beautiful thing. These always are nice too. Nice little chrome valve covers. They just go right over the top. Kind of dresses out the motor. Well, if you put them on right, this is the wrong side. If you just watch it and stuff, it'll tell you how to do it. I mean, it goes together only one way. It's really not as hard as a lot of people think. Main thing is to stay clean. Stay clean with it. And that's it. We gotta put our bolts in here. 7/16 bolts, stainless. Put our horseshoe bracket on our distributor, stainless. And that's pretty much it on the top, other than hooking the throttle cables up and all that kind of stuff like that. But I wanted to tell you about the brake system we put on the old Ford. This is a conversion kit. We didn't change the whole front end. We changed just the outside rotor and bearings and all that. And it come with a kit that allowed us to mount caliper on the old spindle. And that way we keep those spindle, but we did